Welcome to another edition of Arsenal Fans Beat brought to you by Arsenal Fans for Arsenal Fans Globally. We're reaching you out from 37 Battle Street from the Millennium Grand Cafe where you can place order for your delicious meal. They're just a phone call away. Just look at the phone number on the reels. You'll be able to place order for your food. I have with me today, Honorable Arsenal, and I have also your regular guy, Gassi Musila. Today we'll be talking about what the pundits in the English Premier League have referred to as the dark arts. And as you already know, Arsenal Football Club are the masters of the dark arts. But now the question that comes to mind, what do we really understand by the term dark arts? Honorable.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I think the dark art is describing hyperactive managers who employ different tricks of the game to give an advantage to their own team against their opponents. I think that is what they are referring to. Even though I have been hearing people giving different interpretations to what the dark art is. But the dark art is an employer trying to use different tricks to give an advantage either to delay the restart of games or to just sort of disorient
Their
the
opponent.
opponents when they are having their flow, so that they will get them out of that. I think basically that is what dark art is.
Okay.
But these tricks are as old as the game is. So I don't know how they are now saying Arsenal are the masters of the dark art.
Okay. You guys, what do you have to say about that?
Yes, Honorable have said it all. I just have to give an addendum to what he said.
Okay.
Because actually, what I understand about the word dark arts about any team that is, let's say, the underdog, that is facing an opponent that is more clever than them. They have to at least find a way to utilize the game in order for them to fit the purpose of how the context of the game is. Because there are different tactics, different ways in which you can at least use in order for you to at least achieve what you want to achieve in the match. So
True.
I think by Arsenal doing those kind of things, they are using us or terming us with the terminology of being the kings of the dark arts.
Okay. Just like Honorable said, this term dark arts is as old as the game. And every team in the time past that have won every major competition in Europe had employed one means of the other in order to outwit their opponents. Now, the English dictionary tells us that it's the employment of a technique or a method that is regarded as dishonorable. But the fact that we have to put here now, using the act of dark arts in order to outwit your opponent, is it dishonorable or is it being smart?
To say dishonorable might not be appropriate.
Right.
Maybe being smart, I will accept. But if it's being dishonorable, then almost every other team in the game of football
True.
is dishonorable, because at some point in time, some of those tactics are employed by everything. But what is more interesting is the fact that because Arsenal continue to win, they are not trying to give a label. And mind you, these tricks have been there for the past couple of years, but nobody has been referring to any one team as the master of the dark art. And I think the term became more prevalent after our game with Manchester City, if you observe.
Exactly.
And because
we were the underdogs.
Right.
And they never expected that we'll go to the ATL and get the draw.
job.
Yeah?
Because we are able to hold our own against a full, well-balanced Manchester City team with 10 against 11 for over 45 minutes, now they are claiming we are masters of dark art. And from that day, they have been using that term. Pundits have been, because
doing a lot of analysis.
Go back to what an analyst have been saying. Before that match, the term dark art was not easily mentioned. But after that game, it has become a topic of discussion. And it's good that at least for one thing or the other, they are giving us that, meaning we are not only pretenders, but we are contenders.
Exactly. Now that brings me to point. If I want to, just like Honorable was saying, I'm trying to go back to the days of the Fergie time. Those were part of dark arts.
Yes.
Because you know that Manchester United is losing this game. The referee will just knowingly add the minutes to the game.
Howard Webb.
Howard Webb is key to this. You know, he will add minutes to the game. So what do you have to say from that point?
Yes, the reason being is because all those pundits, they cannot stand the fact that Arsenal can outstand Manchester City as of now. Because all what they were thinking is Arsenal will go there and lose. You know, so the tactics that Arsenal went there, because the mentality changed from Arsenal.
From that point as well.
You know, because how can a goalkeeper who is injured, they cannot expect the goalkeeper to come out of the game. It's not possible.
It's not possible.
That
That's
can
true.
never happen. So all because of that reason, they are claiming that Arsenal, they are the king of the dark arts. And back in the days, Manchester United have been doing it. They have been doing it. They have been playing tactical fouls. Even what I could remember when he came to Manchester City. There are series of fouls, series of plays that
were going unknown.
Exactly.
And there was one particular player too in United, I'm not cutting you short, Darren Fletcher.
Thank you.
I remember Wenger would complain that guy commits tactical fouls and that the referees don't see. And those were dark arts.
They can never mention it.
If you know, if we go back to that, think about the match that ended our 49 games winning streak.
Exactly.
The 49 game unbeaten streak.
Manchester
Unbeaten streak, sorry.
Yes.
If you remember that match, if you go back and watch that game, you will realize that what happened to Arsenal was unthinkable. But nobody branded Manchester as
Masters of the dark arts.
or that the identity team or whatever, because it was meant to stop Arsenal on their tracks, because we are gone 49 games unbeaten and they wanted someone to stop it at that point. And exactly it happened. But look at the game and look at how they played against Arsenal on that day. You know, so for now,
They employed
to say
everything
Arsenal
under the
is
book.
masters of the dark art, okay, even if it is in a negative sense, would accept it, because when you want to win,
He's giving us the results.
everything is being thrown at you. Accept it and
Accept
keep
it,
winning.
and keep winning.
Because now what I know is Arsenal were not only now playing beautiful football, we win even if
We have to play dirty.
dirty games.
Exactly.
But that is the mark of a championship team.
Exactly.
And I tell you what, I have observed it against Leicester City. The Arsenal of yesteryears would have just
Capitulated.
after 2-2 draw.
Yes.
But they came back, fought and won it. Again, after that, the next match again against Southampton game, we had one down. You remember at a point when everybody thought we were going to defeat Southampton with Theo Walcott on their side.
Exactly.
They came, we were 2 down, we were able to
Come and
manage
pull
a
it
draw.
Yeah.
But this one, we were able to win, come back with 3 goals in the second half and won the game. So the Arsenal of today is one with a resilient spirit. They come with a fighting mood and say, no, we're not going to settle for less. We want to win and we must win.
Yes.
That attitude now is what is becoming contagious. And you look at our back line, all the players are playing for each other.
True.
And the defenders, they are defending for the team. So, and they don't allow one mistake to affect the rest of the play. They all go back. Maybe they go back to the locker room or to the dressing room and address themselves. But in the field of play, they are not showing us that. They are showing us that they are playing together, they are a unit, and they are playing to win as a team.
True.
Yes.
Now going forward, the question is, I said recently, we are grinding out results and defeat is knocking on our door because we're allowing teams to score us. We have the best defense in the English Premier League as well as in Europe as of now. But somehow, we seem to be lethargic and allow teams to score us for us. And I say, see, that is just knocking on our door. Let us not allow this to continue, but we're grinding out results in a special way. Are we going to continue this way? What is the team that Arteta needs to employ? Because now we are on international break. What do you think? Arteta should go back to the drawing board, revisit and say, okay, this is what we should do in order to correct this malaise of always conceding goals that will come back and start playing strongly.
For me, conceding goals, it's inevitable. because the defenders, the players or the attackers they normally faced, they are not sticks. They will at least try their best to score you. So I think making mistakes is part of the game. So, but what I understand is it's based on the lineup that Ateta might want to use or might want to choose. Because I believe if Ateta choose the right starting players whom he have always been using, not because of the injury, if not because of the injury, I'm sure there is no need for us to concede any goal. Because of late, when the Premier League started, it's hard for any team to break us because our defenders, they are defending minded, the left back, the right back, even the defensive midfielders, they all support each other. So I think it's because of the rotation. They did not understand themselves. The new players who are coming.
But these guys are playing together. They've been in the team.
Let us also understand that in as much as we are playing to win, other teams are watching us play.
Exactly.
So they are learning how to play against our strong defense. But having said that, now let us look at this Southampton game. If you observe, tactically, Partey is good, but the pace
Yes.
slow.
is not quite there. But defensively, he is very good, and from there he also employ the inverted role. He plays the inverted role very well. So that was why I think Ateta wanted to use him on that flank. But now, if you talk about a well and fit Julian Timber, and Calafiori, one thing I observed in that game, I think one area he has to improve his speed.
Is it speed or the way he attacks? Yes.
So I think
tracking
his
back.
speed.
Whenever
Maybe
you
tracking
overlap,
back,
yes.
he doesn't track back
Quickly.
quickly enough
Yes.
to recover.
That's the problem.
But he improves his speed to defend properly, because if you observe, one or two times he was beaten on that flank,
flank, yeah.
but with speed. And then Partey, I think it was the Leicester game, one of the games that he played. I think it was his game.
Southampton game.
Southampton.
Right
Yeah.
back.
Yes, he played right back here.
Yeah.
If you observe, so if you find out that when we have a complete
Defend.
defense, probably we might be more difficult to break down.
Yes, that was
And
it.
of course, remember that if you have a midfield, Merino is still gelling into the team. He has not, he's not fully
Okay.
integrated yet.
Okay.
Remember that against
Yes.
Southampton,
Okay.
He played first.
it was his first Premier League game against
Yes,
Southampton.
yes,
He
yes,
came in the
Southampton.
second half. But when he gets to the game proper, then maybe will be a whole lot better. So I'm looking at against November, December, when we have a fully fit team, definitely will be more difficult to deal with than now. But again, let us understand that teams are learning how to play against
Okay.
our defense, because they observed us last season, they know it's a strong defense, so they try to find a way to play behind our defense.
Okay.
And that is exactly why we concede some goals. We cannot have a kick and hit it.
I
We
like
might
that.
be getting goals,
Sure.
but they will score against us. The only thing is we must score more than they score.
Okay.
Yeah, just like how other teams are studying us or understudying us on how to play us. Because in most recent time, the pundits, they have been talking of our set pieces, and as of now, I saw
Every team is conscious of playing,
I saw
yeah.
the match against Leicester City, even the match
How
against
they were marking our
Southampton,
players,
yeah.
right.
Their target is Gabriel. So whenever they saw Gabriel stand,
Everybody is bopping around him, yeah.
Two players now. The one who stand beside him and the one who stand behind his player, waiting. If Gabriel passed the one, he will not pass the
Pass the other one.
So you see, so it's becoming very difficult.
So it means that we have to be smart in the way
Exactly.
we come out with our tactics.
So I think that is they are really like focusing on how to at least
So
defend our
in that
set
case, somebody else has to step up to play the role of Gabriel.
Gabriel is playing. Exactly. That's what I
For
wanted to say.
example,
Yeah.
if like Gatin was saying, one behind him, one in front of him, meaning they are leaving space. So somebody else has to
How to,
exploit that space
yes.
to know what
To exploit the
Gabriel is doing.
exactly.
on the set piece coach.
That's what it is.
Let the one who
So the set piece coach who crafted
change.
a way
A way,
for us to be
yes.
scoring this goal, he find a way
Exactly.
for us to
To
continue.
nullify
Or
that.
that was one of our strengths.
I like that.
Forward.
Yes.
So maybe that is why We, as fans of the game, let us don't be too far ahead of the coaches. They know what they're doing. They produce the results that keep us happy.
Yeah.
Let's
But
just trust them.
one mistake, as if they are breaking the world down. No, these people, they are paid for their job, and let us understand also that they don't want to lose. But in as much as you want to win, just like you go to war, if you're preparing for war, prepare for peace,
For peace.
just in case.
In case.
But if you want to prepare for peace, be ready for war also.
But our headache as Arsenal fans is that in the time past we've been itching to grab this Premier League trophy. Twice we've missed it, and so that's why we don't want to leave any stone unturned, in winning this season. Now going forward, we have a major challenge at hand. One, Gabriel Jesus has not been firing well. How do you think, since they say we're the masters of dark arts, how do you think we will utilize these dark arts to start scoring more goals? Because last season we scored a lot of goals, but it seems as if we're not scoring more goals.
I think talking about goals, if you remember when the season started, mind you, it was just 7 games in the season. 7 games.
But some teams like Man City, they scored more goals than
Yes.
us.
We have the same goals.
Okay.
7 games in the
Okay,
season.
you're
We
right.
have 9. We have 9.
Okay.
We have 7 games in the season, right? We were saying Martinelli is not up to speed yet. But we see him in the last 2 games, he's been starting to come
Up. I've not chopped 2 goals in 2 matches.
Right. Trossard is there giving his best. Havertz is there. So, Jesus and Sterling, who came in, are the people who had to step up.
Yeah.
But let us give them a little more time. Probably, with more games coming and more playing time, they will improve.
Okay.
And I think the coaches, the manager, the technical director, etc., they are also thinking ahead in terms of how to reinforce our front line. Because definitely moving forward, Jesus might not be the answer to our attacking options. So they might be thinking of either
Victor
Benjamin
Gyökeres.
Sesko,
Or Victor
Gyökeres,
Yes.
or whatever. But they will be thinking somewhere along the line about who to come in. Now again, remember that we also have young players. Now I just heard about signing this fellow Joshua Cisse from Millwall, who's a young wonder kid, as they refer to him. We have Ishmael Kabia, all of them coming into the young group. So we have players, like I said previously, this team is a team for now, but also
A team for
looking at the
On the
future.
future, right.
So all of those are coming, but I believe, and when you talk about Victor Gyökeres from Portugal, he's about 22, 23. Benjamin Sesko is also young. So they are looking at young options to come in to reinforce our attack. But for now, Kai Havertz is filling in for results. So in as much as we're not getting the goals as frequently as we want, mind you, when Odegaard comes in, it will be a whole different story.
Yeah, the fluidity will return to the
Ability will
team.
change.
Yeah.
And you have players like Nwaneri. When he comes in, I tell you what, I always say something about that boy. That boy is going to cause problems in the Premier League when he's given his chances.
Sure.
That I believe. So I think we are still in not a bad shape yet. But let us be patient and give time. These are seven games of the season.
Okay.
And we are where we are. And I believe we'll get better as time goes on.
Yeah, we've heard it from us, and we want to say here. So collectively, we agree that we should continue to deploy our dark arts. in
I know
order
you want to
con-
talk about that.
Yeah.
Let us continue to play our game.
like that.
Just
No.
for us to win.
No, since they say we are masters of the dark arts, so we accept it. We continue to play our
Whatever it
game.
is, if
So-
if part of that art and we become winners, when
So-
we be it.
So viewers, you've heard it. You've heard it from Honorable, you've heard it from Gasimo and my Honorable self. And we'll be reaching you out continuously from the Arsenal fans beat. And don't forget, we're reaching you out from the Millennium Grand Cafe on 37 Barter Street. Don't forget to call on the number on the reels so that you can order for your special delicacy whenever you want it. They're just a phone call away. I want to say thank you to Safu Pay, Fair Petroleum, and Asuni Sports Shop. I remain yours sincerely, Kennedy Okizi, and together we say this is the Arsenal Fans Beat. Cheerio until we come your way again.